Welcome to DEPHEMEREMBER. It's day 10 of your daily December junk journal inspiration. No, it's day 10 of your daily inspiration for junk journal ephemera in December. There we go. This is a collaboration with Luise Heinzl, and I am Barbara from Vienna, Austria. On today's list, we have staple and a tuck spot. So I got a staple here, and as you can see, I have taken out some bits and pieces that I think I could use, or some of them I could use for today's ephemera. If you're into junk journaling, you've probably heard the term tuck spot so many times, but maybe you're wondering what is actually the difference between a tuck spot and a pocket. So pockets are usually made by gluing 3 sides of a piece of paper or ephemera or another item down, so there's just one spot to slide your other pieces in. So that could be a tag, a journaling card, or whatever. Whereas a tuck spot, you usually have a couple of angles where you can slide something in from. So it wouldn't be usually glued down on 3 sides unless it is a wide pocket where you could still kind of angle your pocket, your piece of ephemera in different ways. So we're making tuck spots today. And when I think of tuck spots, the first thing that comes to my mind is these typical triangles that you have on a corner. Maybe I can show you one. So this here is another one of my unfinished personal journals. It's absolutely gorgeous. I did not make this myself. I was gifted this journal. I am a super lucky girl. I haven't worked in this in quite a while because, to be honest, I forgot about it. Yeah, I think that must have been pretty much the last time I worked in it, end of March last year. Oh my goodness. I feel guilty. So this here, for example, this would work as today's prompt. It has staples and it's a tuck spot because I can put this piece of ephemera here from multiple angles, right? Whereas, let me see what else I can find here. This here is also a tuck spot. This is a corner tuck spot. Not really the one I was thinking of, but also, you see here, if this would be closed here, it would be considered a pocket. But since this is open and we can kind of put this in from different angles, it is considered a tuck spot. See, this one here is a pocket. It's closed on the 3 sides. I must admit, I am guilty of probably mixing these terms up in the past a few times. Here we have another tuck spot. It's open on this side. A belly band is actually a tuck spot because I can put things from different angles inside. But I'm actually trying to find one of these triangular tuck spots I'm talking about. Maybe I don't even have one in here. Maybe this was not not a good choice of journal to show you. Again, this is a pocket because I can only stick something in from this angle. See, this is where I think I sometimes get confused myself, but this is actually a tuck spot, even though it is glued down on 3 sides. But it is so wide here that I can stick this card in different ways. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I don't have one of those triangular ones. This is kind of like one. Yeah, actually this one works. So when I think of a classical tuck spot, this is what comes to mind. It's glued down on the 2 sides of the corner and you can stick something in here. But when I think of that, I think boring, seen it 1,000 times, not inspired at all. And I think it's because I don't like the idea of having this triangle which has straight edges, and it's just it just seems boring to me. I'm very sorry. I used to love them for years, but I'm kind of over it, or I'm just not in the mood for it. I don't know what it is. So I need to come up with something else. And so I thought I would take some packaging paper. Let's take these away for now. These are some things I could maybe decorate the page with, as well as these beautiful leaves. And this here is paper I can use and tear up. And this one here is a paper I've been hoarding. I love this so much. I did scan it in the meantime, and still I've been hoarding it. I think I've made this probably 2 or 3 years ago by printing with real leaves. I just put some acrylic paint on the leaves and then pressed them on here, I think probably with my roller. And I love the colors, I love the pattern. But now I think is the time to use it. I feel it is the right time. So let's start off with a layer of this packaging paper. Let's maybe get rid of this. And it would be super helpful if I knew how tall my journal is going to be that I'm going to use for all this ephemera. So I'm just going to have to wing it. I want organic looking shapes, so I'm going to tear a piece off here. I'll just tear this. And then I'll tear down here. This one here, I think I need it to be fairly straight because that's going to go on the edge of the book. So I don't have a lot of room there. So I'll just take my tearing ruler. Okay, that's a good base for an organic looking tuck spot, I think. Then I want to add a piece of this, which now pretty much has the perfect height. So again, I will tear the edge off. This is beautiful for collaging. So that will go into my scrap box. And then I want this layer maybe to be a little less wide than the other one. So I'm going to again then tear this fairly straight on the back. Like that. I also have here my box of collage fodder. So these are all my beautiful papers. So these are the jelly plate printing ones that I've done mostly with Luise. Maybe you've seen that video. That was a lot of fun. Luise gave me expert advice. This is actually from Luise. It's beautiful as well. This one too. These are just scraps of packaging paper. I made these in a video as well, showing you how I make collage fodder on purpose. Then this I think is from Honey. Yeah, and then I have some just papers here with some colors. More of these collage papers. And these are just so cool to have on hand. Some on like deli paper with a lovely sound. Maybe I should actually take one of these. Either this one or this one. These are also jelly plate prints. And maybe this one. Of course, it's great when they're thin because then they won't add so much bulk. Ooh, these are absolutely gorgeous. These I think are from Honey as well. Look how beautiful these are. As well as this one. And I think that is enough. Although there's so much goodness here. This here I've made with some leftover gesso that I think I tried to color with some distress ink or oxide. And I just put it on this book page. I think I'm gonna have to make more than one tuck spot. I just have too many beautiful papers here. This here again is some packaging paper, and I added some leftover, what is it called? Oh my goodness. The paste. I'm drawing a complete blank. You know, it's the paste. This is again from Honey. Look how gorgeous. How gorgeous. Oh, I have to take this one out. Yeah. So much goodness in here. And it all wants to be used, not just hoarded. So I'm attempting to use some of it. Okay, so I want another layer here. I think these colors are beautiful together. Oh, this is so, so beautiful. I love the brush strokes here. Actually, I want this. I definitely want this. Now the pieces are getting smaller and smaller, but let's try to figure out how to do that. So I want to tear this down. So I still want to work with rectangles, not going for weird shapes. See, I want organic shapes, but there's a limit to what I can do. So I could put this here, and then I could just attach another piece up there. So you could spend an hour or so just slapping some paint and maybe some patterns down on some packaging paper. That way you also have some cool wrapping paper for Christmas, maybe, if that's something you do. I feel like I want another small layer here. I definitely don't want to cover all this up. And actually, it's too bad I'm covering up so much of this here, isn't it? I wonder if I should... Maybe I should do this, actually. Honey, I'm sorry, but I can still see your beautiful paper. But I think I want to see more of the leaves. Yep. And then I'll tear this here. I have not put a lot of thought into this before I turned on the camera, which maybe you can tell now. But I don't always want to plan everything out. Okay, I think I really like that combination. And I think I'll leave it with the 3. So one thing we could do is to just glue or sew the papers on the edges, which would then create 3 tuck spots. One here, and one here. Or we just say we glue everything down and we just have one tuck spot. Now what's the fun in that? No, we're not doing that. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and run a stitch along these 3 sides. But I just remembered this isn't attached yet, and actually this needs to move in, otherwise I won't be able to sew that down. So I need to glue this down first on this paper. And then I will take my glue stick and just very gently put some glue here so that these papers stay in place while I'm sewing. Actually, I'm gonna let this dry for a few minutes. I don't want to mess up my needle. I even changed my thread in the sewing machine. So now it's a beautiful olive green to match this paper. And I love this already as a tuck spot. This is so much more fun than a straight corner. For me anyway, just because I've done this so many times. If you're new to junk journaling, that's probably a great place to start actually. I'm not trying to badmouth the triangular corner tuck spots. Definitely not. I just wasn't in the mood for it. Okay, let's decorate this a little bit further. I mean, I love the drama of these leaves. They are from a shop called Søstrene Grene, a Danish chain. I have no idea how they dyed them black, but they look phenomenal. Look at the one with the holes. How cool is this? There's so much drama here. I love this. I love this. Maybe add a smaller one. This one also has a couple of holes. Usually people probably wouldn't like those. No. Maybe this one. Ooh, this one is distressed. It's in distress, I think. How do we like that? That's a lot of drama, isn't it? I like it. Of course, they're bulky. Let's keep this in mind. And let's see if maybe instead we want to go for a little happier version. So these are from a shop called Depot, which has like interior design, household items, kitchenware items, some paper goods as well. That's also cute. I really don't know how these were colored. The back feels like velvet. It's very strange. So this, I'm sure, was the original color, and they just put this stuff on the back. So that's the other version. I don't know. This is a little more flat than this one. Maybe it's too dark. Let's go for the happy version. Even better, of course, if you would have your own leaves that you picked up from outside and dried yourself. That would make it a lot more special. I'm just being lazy because I don't have any here. I'm just thinking, do I want some of this Chinese paper? I mean, that looks super cool, doesn't it? I know it reads this way, but it's kind of too short like this. So I'm thinking of just tearing it like this, which is probably a horrible thing to do. I apologize if you can read this. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Chinese language. I think it looks so beautiful. It is written so artistically. Look at that. I love it. Yep, that's a beautiful addition. I am happy to commit to this one here. So I'm going to glue this down with my glue stick. I'm taking glue stick for this because this is such a thin paper and I wouldn't want the liquid glue, if I add some, to show through. And then I really, really wish I had a gold thread with which I could sew these on, but I don't. I just realized I almost forgot the staple element. We need a staple. So we need something to staple on. I don't think it's a good idea to staple these leaves on because they are brittle. Or should I try that? I might try that actually. But I was thinking maybe I should take one of these gorgeous book spine elements that I have been collecting. Maybe something in this beautiful beige. I like it. I can even tear this. Let's staple this here to the corner. Let's make the staples a feature and staple them in a nice way. Okay, I wanted them to line up, but that's good enough. Do you think we're going to break the leaves if I staple through it? Should I just try it? Never done that. Oh, it works. Look at that. Totally worked. I guess if they're flat enough, it works. How fun. Maybe I'll do a cross. Yep. And then I want to define the edges a little bit more. So I'm using my watercolor gold again with a water brush. And I'm going to just go along all three edges. to make them stand out. And I think I'll need more than one layer. And this gold is pretty much exactly the same gold as actually the copper that the staples have. Gilding wax would be another option, of course. Can you let me know in the comments below whether you have made any ephemera with these DEPHEMEREMBER prompts? And if you're having fun, if you're making things that you wouldn't have made without the prompts, like if it's inspiring you to think about ephemera in a different way and to make things that you just wouldn't usually put in your junk journal, I would be super interested in hearing that, because that's exactly what it's doing for me. I wouldn't have made any of the pieces of ephemera I have made so far. I would have never come up with those ideas, because you kind of just keep making the same things. I have a feeling like, yeah, of course you'll vary the embellishments and how you decorate and your collages vary, but in the end a lot of times we just keep making the same kind of pockets and tuck spots and all these things, and we stay in our comfort zone and we always pair the same things together. So that's why I'm enjoying this so much. I would not have sat down now to make a tuck spot. Definitely not. And here I am making a piece that I'm totally loving. I'm just going to go over everything a second time now, and then I'm going to dry this. Let's take Honey's beautiful journal again to see what this would look like when it's on a page. I want to show you on a warmer page. We can try this one. So this could go on a page like this. How cool is that? And then let's take some of our ephemera. So for example, we have this tag. We could slide that into the biggest spot here. Then we have this seat pocket that could go here. And then we have our cute button card, which could go in here. These might not be the ideal pieces now for this pocket. They kind of cover each other, but you get the idea. Or we don't put that much in. I kind of like it just like this. Maybe on a page that has something on it. Maybe here. Yeah, I wouldn't put it here because I'm covering all of this, but you know what I mean. Or of course we could put it on the edge of a left page like this. In either case, I think it's a lot of fun. And I think we need to make another one. Guys, why don't you say anything? I was just looking to the left of me and hello? I didn't even take out my Haribo. Probably you were screaming at the screen, right? You're saying, Barbara, your gummies. Wow, I was so into the tuck spot thing that I forgot my candy. This is the first time. Okay, this time we have Mawam pinballs. So they're just 3 chewy candy pieces, and I think they're sour usually. I hope they're sour. Yes, they're sour, just in case you were wondering. So for this next one, I want to do kind of more like a corner tuck spot, but of course I'm not going to just make a triangle. I want to again make like an organic shape. And I want to use this as a base. So these are jelly prints, as I said. I could never do this again. I don't remember what I did, but apparently there's several layers here and there's some beautiful gold on top with some stamping. This would actually also be a beautiful top layer. Maybe I shouldn't put this on the bottom as a base. Maybe I could use this as a base. And this time I want the tuck spot to go on our right-hand corner, meaning that I can tuck something in from the left. I think that will do as a base. Then maybe this book page. I also made this with some leftover paint through a stencil. So I'm going to try to tear a similar shape, but smaller. And then let's put one of these on top so that we have the circle. Good job. We have to praise ourselves. If there's no one else to praise us, we need to praise ourselves, right? So I'm again going to sew around these two. I don't want to cover all of this goodness up, but I do want something else on it, although it would be just beautiful like this. So I was looking at my options, and I have these leaves, which are also printed with real leaves and acrylic paint. So I would cut these out. That's maybe a bit boring. This cut out could be kind of cute, but alone would be weird. I guess I could cut both out. Yeah, that would be okay, but it would also cover everything here. The other option, which I think I prefer, is to stamp an image on here. These are stamps I have made myself. I've just cut them out with scissors. This is just some foam, not very thick. And I glued it onto watercolor paper. I stamped this image on a white paper that I then glued on here so that I know what the stamp looks like from this side too, so I can place it better. So I love all of these, and I think either of these would work. So we have this raven, but I think maybe I want a tree. So either this one or this one. Actually, this is a bit big. Yeah, that's too big. Okay, I've made a decision, yay! And instead of black stamping ink, I'm going to use some black acrylic paint because I'm hoping that will stick out more. Maybe I'll make a practice stamp first. I'm such a chicken. But you know, when you've hoarded something for a while, and then you finally decide to use it, you want to make sure that it looks good, right? Oh, gorgeous. Look at this. That's like a perfect print. Yes, we're so going to do this on the pocket. I feel very confident now. I hope I don't screw it up. Too confident is not good either. I'm just waiting now for a disaster to happen. No, it's going to be fine. I'm a bit anxious now to take this off. Let's just do it like a band-aid. We'll just pull it off. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not as perfect as the other one, but not bad at all. Look at that. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I again forgot we need to include a staple. So I just had a thought, and this might ruin it. I don't know whether that's a good idea. I was thinking, what if I tried to attach like a couple of strips of fabric, like they're hanging down from the tree branches, and attach them with staples? That might just be the stupidest thing ever, but let's see what it would look like at least. So that I can get it out of my system, and then I know, okay, this is not what to do. Like this, but what's the point? Kind of looks Halloween-y, or it kind of looks like those toilet paper rolls that people put on trees as like a trick-or-treat thing at Halloween. It looks like toilet paper rolls. Okay, maybe not. Let's see if my dish has anything to offer. I have these rows of bling in gold. They might look cute dangling down, maybe not this long. I don't know why I need anything dangling down, to be honest. I'm so indecisive. So there's a third one. So that would give me a triangle. It's more festive, that's for sure. But of course it doesn't help me with the staple issue. I do like the idea of having some fabric here somehow. The only spot I could see that working would be down here. I don't like the white. So I would then spray this with coffee Yeah, let me do that and then we can see what that looks like. And since there's some blue distressed oxide on here, I'm just going to pick some of that up as well. Might as well. So I dried this and I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but now it's green. Can someone please tell me why this turned green now? There was no yellow anywhere near this, and I don't think this is going to work now. Nope, I don't like it. I'm going to try adding some vintage photo to this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to save the situation. I don't know that this will make it less green though. Makes it more grungy, which is never a bad thing in my book. So how does that look now? That looks a lot better actually. I can live with that. And I think I'm going to take away the bling. I'm not feeling that 100%, even though it does look interesting. So I need to staple this on. Maybe I can manage to make some crosses. The interesting thing is usually when I add something with staples, I cover it up to hide the staples. But of course, for a prompt like this, I want the staples to be a decorative element. So I think these crosses work pretty well. What I find very interesting is that this gold of the stamp came through the black acrylic paint. Do you see that? That is so cool. I'm so happy I didn't cover this up. I don't have any urban elements in here. I mean, the staples kind of look urban to me, but I think it might be fun to add 3 of these little cogwheels to keep that theme going as well. How about like that? Okay, I'm hearing a yes. I'm going to glue these on with my art glitter glue because they are so small and the metal tip will help me. And I think gold edges would be too much for this because we have already too much going on here. But I will ink them with my vintage photo because I do want them defined a little bit more. Let's check again what it will look like in a journal. For example, here. That is cute. I do like that a lot. Or maybe on a darker page. Yep, that would work as well. These two complement each other. And again, these are 3 tuck spots, of course. 1, 2, and 3. I am very happy. Or even on this. Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. I know you're going to ask me if this is the first time you hear me mentioning Honey. I'm linking Honey's Instagram below. I don't think she's selling journals at the moment, but I do believe she's considering it for the future. These are just absolutely gorgeous. So there we have it. 2 organic looking tuck spots. Make sure you keep checking the playlists below to see what everyone else is doing. I'm gonna head on over to Luise's channel later to see what kind of tuck spots she made. I hope you join me and I hope to see you back here tomorrow for some more inspiration. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah.